Hey everybody, Jake Reichbart here. Today I'm going to share with you a lengthy lesson excerpt. So have your guitars ready and we're going to have some fun together arranging a song. Perhaps you've seen some of my many hundreds of solo guitar arrangements I have here on YouTube, and the inspiration for these arrangements is right here behind me, as you can see. I grew up with these vinyls, and I draw pretty much from any kind of style imaginable from the pop music of the past 100 years, everything from Glenn Miller to Van Halen, Alan Holdsworth to Motown, and pretty much anything in between. Beatles, I have perhaps 25 Beatles song arrangements, 20 Steely Dan song arrangements, same for Stevie Wonder, rock, hard rock, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, and of course tons and tons of classic jazz standards from the 40s and 50s, bebop, dance tunes, movie themes. And if you want to learn how to arrange any of these songs for solo guitar, I can teach you. Just like the excerpt that you're about to watch, which comes from a lesson that runs about 90 minutes, I have nearly 200 additional titles, and they are mostly song specific. I enjoy teaching through specific songs because I can show you hands-on how I approach arranging a song. What's nice about these lessons is that I don't just tell you, do this and you're done, but rather I'll take you through 3 or 4 or 5 different ways to play the same passage. I'll work with you on dynamics, on articulation, and 100 other things that you cannot just put to paper. As I mentioned, these lessons run approximately 90 minutes. The introduction, which runs usually 15 minutes, focuses on the right hand and rhythm, and in this introduction I go through my 3 pillars of rhythmic arranging, the first principle being melody and bass only, the second being rhythmic arpeggiation, and the third, of course, the down stroke that I play with my right hand fingernails to produce that backbeat that everybody asks me about. Nevertheless, I do have 2 main method lessons. The first one, how to arrange any song for solo guitar, running 2 hours, and also an introduction to fingerstyle guitar and solo guitar arranging, running 2 hours and 40 minutes. The information about these lessons, the cost, my full lesson list, as well as a link to the full performance of the song that we're working on today is below in the information. So expand the information, take a look, and let's get started. The arrangement starts with a sequence of 3 chords, and they are triads, but they are played over a common bass note. You can call this a pedal tone, and the first of these is indeed the E flat, played against an E flat, so the bass note is on the 5th string, 6th fret, along with a triad, which I play with a partial bar, which you can do with either the pinky or any finger that you like, or separate fingers if you play classical style. And the notes are therefore the B flat, E flat, and G, strings 4, 3, 2 on the 8th fret. And like I said in the introduction, I apply some arpeggiation right away, so kind of a start with a downbeat, and then the second chord is an A flat triad. If you played this separately from the bass, it would be easier. It would be this motion, which we've all played as rockers. We've used this motion many times. That kind of thing. 1,000 songs have that motion. The problem is, of course, that we have to play this while playing the bass, and I play it. So it's a little bit of a stretchy chord, but the good news is that this is the biggest stretch we're going to have to play, I think, the entire arrangement. I can't guarantee that, but I think this is among the bigger stretches. The other point is that while I play this triad, I also still include the B flat on top. So what is this chord? Like I said, it's an A flat triad, C on the 4th string 10th fret, the E flat which is share with the previous chord, 3rd string 8th fret, and then the A flat, which is the root of this triad, on the 2nd string 9th fret. Of course, I have to play it with fingers 4, 3, and 2, because my first finger is busy stretching down here to keep the bass down. And not only the bass, but also this B flat note on top. So, together. The 3rd chord in this succession is a B flat, still over E flat, and that's back to this position. It's easier to play. And that is in the 6th position, B flat, D, and F, strings 4, 3, 2, frets 8, 7, 6. But again, like I said, still with the E flat, and still you can play the B flat on top. So, and the 4th chord is one that we already played, so we're playing back to the A flat. Put together. And at this point is where the melody comes in. There are other ways to play this. Now, of course, I mentioned in the introduction, and this is an option you can keep in mind if you really wanted to make this easier and benefit from a nice big bottom E. You can move the arrangement to the key of E. Want to do this to get this note on top, but it's an option, something to keep in mind. But back to E flat. This chord can also be played here, so you can do an option. It doesn't sound a whole lot different. The only difference is that if you want to incorporate the B flat, it would come at the expense of this A flat, whereas here I can play both the A flat and the B flat together, which sounds a little fuller, but that's an option as well. And what I'm doing here is just taking this triad, which now I'm playing on strings 4, 3, and 2, and playing the exact same notes on strings 3, 2, and 1. So my C will be on the 3rd string 5th fret, and then E flat and A flat on strings 2, 1 on the 4th fret. And then, like I said, if you wanted to get the B flat, you'd have to add it with the pinky, and it would be at the expense of the A flat. But it's an option, something that you can do. Certainly if this is a little too much. And the downbeat of the song itself.